Tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio, dropping knowledge in the studio you already know.
Thank you for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio. This is the undisputed king, Prince Hakeem.
And this is your man, Ronnie Ron. And Hakeem, we also got other people on the panel too. And he goes by the name of who?
The new Jordan era, baby. I'm back. Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
And Hakeem, and then we also got a special guest here today who goes by the name of Ty. He's actually on the show. He said he heard about us. He said, hey, you want to join in on the panel? So tonight is Man Cave night.
It's the Man Cave.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Women beware. Y'all about to get checks on some shit.
Yeah, Tyrone, he's very knowledgeable. Hey, Ty, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, man. No complaints over here.
Yeah, don't get nervous, man. Just get a bottle of Henny, man. Just get a bottle of Henny, you'll be all right.
Yeah. You know, shot or two out, and then I'll be getting wild, man.
Yeah, it's great to have you on the show, man. We're about to go in. Hey, Hakeem, I ain't gonna lie. This one right here, this is one for the book, because I want to give a special shout out to my man named Willie. You know, he's the one that gave me this topic today, and I want to talk about it. And the topic is Hakeem, Jordan, and Ty. Are men afraid of women who got her shit together?
I love this topic, and thank Willie for this, because this touches something of personal stuff I've been dealing with in my life. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna let y'all go first, and then I'm gonna touch on how I feel about that. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, Jordan. What you got for me?
All right. So what I think about is men is afraid they got their shit together. I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna explain why. But I feel like, you know, with these women that are independent, they focus more on their careers than their marriage, or they try to do 50-50. They can't do that because they try into more of the careers. But to go back to that, I would say no, because I don't think a man mind a woman having their stuff together, going to school, getting their degrees, make sure they're okay. But I just feel like, with the feminism, especially in the West, I just feel like, the women, I'm not gonna say all, but most women, they're so drive up of thinking they're equal to men, or maybe they're better than men, especially in the West. And I feel like, if you go to, second or third world countries, women can have their shit together, but they put their family first, period.
Right.
And here in the West, it's just like, they're so independent. It's like they're being more selfish and thinking about themselves, and just having they just, like I said, having their shit together. For me, it's like I said, I think we don't have a problem with women having their shit together, but I feel like, women, I feel like they're more selfish about themselves, trying to get their own stuff together, their own bag, and all that type of stuff. Mm-hmm. So That's how I feel about it.
Well, I'll chime in on this matter. Earlier, I heard you. I just want to take it in like a different direction, but you guys will understand me.
Okay.
All right. As far as, okay, yeah. Well, no, I'm gonna answer like this: are men afraid of women with their shit together? Yeah. And what I'm gonna say is straight up, you should be. And not because they have their shit together. There's nothing wrong with that. But the channels they take and the things they leave out, and like you said, it all falls into what he was saying is a certain selfish, because as far as independent, that's not even a word I use. Simply because you talking that independent stuff. If I take everybody off the earth, where are you? You got to depend on somebody for something. So that independent thing, I understand it in context, but just thinking like, oh, I'm independent, that's kind of hardy. Because, all right, let me give it to you in a real simple scenario. All right, she's in her nice whip, got all her stuff together, got a crib, got something simple as a flat tire. Who's gonna come fix that tire?
AAA or her man?
So she's not independent. When you say the word independent, that okay, I understand it. Like I said, I understand it in context. Financially independent, okay. But one thing I know that women, I won't say they can't be, because can is not even the word I use necessarily, but they almost can't be totally independent, because they could be independent in all the big stuff. Okay, you getting the money, you got a career, you got the degree and all that. But then when that tire go flat, it's like I look at it, maybe I look at it too micro, but it works for me, because if I look at it from the smallest standpoint, I understand it. I understand it from the largest standpoint. So in a certain sense, yeah, be afraid of the haughtiness that comes behind women thinking they're independent. And that right there, what it'll do, it'll alienate men away from you. So they saying, oh, he's scared of me because I'm independent and all that. No, baby, your attitude, your whole aura has sidelined. I mean, even if you got all this stuff, you got sideline. You sideline them with your, and then, I hear a lot of women say, hey, let a man be a man. And that's what I think is missing.
No, but I'm not going to lie. You guys make a lot of points. Now, if you ask me, are men all afraid of women that got their shit together? Of course they are. That's just a fact, especially on today's society. Most of the time, a man see a woman that got her stuff together, he feel like he can't lead her, he can't direct her, he can't tell her nothing. So he is afraid, he just leave her alone.
Let me ask you a question. So, what type of man are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about a man in general, Hakeem.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that, because let's talk about what type of man, because some of us who's at Quick Creek ain't stunting them.
You get a main point. But okay, let's talk about a conservative man. Let's say a guy that he's about his purpose, about doing his will. We're not gonna talk about the Pookie and the Tyrone.
Okay.
All right, nice name.
Because
okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, because I was like,
look, I didn't take offense to it. I didn't take offense.
Yeah, because I was like,
it's cool.
Yeah, but we're not talking about those men. You get what I'm saying? So we're not gonna talk about those men. We're gonna talk about, okay, let's say a conservative guy, a guy that literally he do the 9 to 5. He's trying to build himself. He's trying to build his empire. He's trying to do good in the community. That type of guy. Okay, he is afraid of that woman because he don't know how to approach her compared to the Pookie and the Ray Rays, because the Pookie and the Ray Ray, like you said, they not really studying them.
No,
you get what I'm saying? But the good guy, the conservative guy, he see a woman like that. Let's say he see a lawyer, a woman that's a lawyer, a high earning lawyer. She work in the justice system. She driving Porsche, like Ty said. She's doing everything she can for herself. So when a man like me, let's say a man like a conservative guy try to approach her or try to benefit her, he don't know what to do. So he afraid. He say, "Yo, she already got stuff together. Let me just walk off." So that's only my point I can have, though. Those men are afraid of those women.
And those are rare occasions. Those are rare occasions, because I'm gonna go on this one. Those are rare occasions. I can't tell you the last time I met a lawyer or a doctor chick. I've never even met one that was my age. You feel what I'm saying? Most girls I've met either work at retail, they work at the driver license office, or something dealing with food stamps.
County job.
Or the county job, or they drive buses. You see what I'm saying? Now, I want to break something down to you. When a woman say they got their stuff together, I just want to break something down. 59% of women, black women in America, attend college. That's just attending. 24% of them have their college education. Just 24%. Listen to me. Now, over the whole year, 40% of black women did not make no money this year. Now, the average black woman makes $36,695 in this year. Now, mind you, only 9% of black women, and I'm using the statistics that's all from America. 9% of black women make $75,000 or more. 17% makes over $50,000. But the majority of them makes from $30,000 to $40,000. Now, let me ask you a question. If you're working at the driver license office, or if you're doing this in Jim Bob, who has a loan service, you're not making more money. So I'm trying to understand, when a woman say they got their stuff together, you got a maybe a 2019 Honda with $600 car payment in an apartment that you might have been subsidized through rent. A lot of y'all, they're not telling us A lot of them are not going to tell you the truth with that. I don't know how you compare the stuff. It only be an issue with a man who's not on his purpose or who might need a woman to feel complete. You feel what I'm trying to say? Because a guy who's getting his money, who's dropping his nuts everywhere, who's building his business, we're not stunting women who get their money. We're not stunting them. You could be an RN and we're not even stunting you. Most of them chicks are lonely because men with money don't go for women with money. Most of the time, a dude who got money date a woman that probably barely has more than him. If not, she don't work. So when I hear that, I think that women use that as a cop-out to make themselves more marketable in the dating market, which that doesn't make you more marketable. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Good point.
You see what I'm saying? Say like they use that to say, oh, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. I'm saying listen, bro, let me tell you something. Tyrone, me and you probably around the same age because I'm old, you know what I'm saying? And we done been through the rigmarole from this cesspool we talking about dating in Miami. A lot of these chicks be putting on. Some of these chicks some of these chicks are from pillow to post, dragging their kids from pillow to post. Some of them are in car payments, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really this. And they'll try to make you feel bad because you don't have a piece of paper. That's really what the conversation is.
No, but what's your definition of a woman that got her shit together, Hakeem? If you're talking about a woman that's a businesswoman, or you're talking about a woman that's educated? Okay, you really want me to be honest with you? Yeah. A woman who's feminine, who respects man, who says, hello, how are you doing? It's not about your job. If she went to school, that's a plus. But the fact of the matter is she take care of herself. She don't got too many niggas in her face. She's not on social media all day. She might be involved in some church type stuff. She's not even involved. She's not at Iguanas or at Brick House. Do I need to keep going?
Thank you. Well, you know I got you.
You see what I'm saying? A woman who understands that she's making herself available. Now, mind you, a woman who got her stuff together, a woman who knows how to be around a man. Your money doesn't mean anything. Don't get me wrong. It's nice. It's nice to say, hey, my girl worked for the state of Florida. You know what I mean? But really, you the one you the one they're going to expect to pay for everything, even if a woman got more money than you. That's simple ideology that they're taught that, hey, men have to be the providers of here, regardless of whatever you're doing. It's dudes coming out of jail paying more money for chicks who are making more money than them because that's what they're telling other guys. So regardless, whatever money, I don't consider you being your stuff together is you knowing how to cater to me. That's my definition. You know what I mean? And the fact of the matter is, if you know how to pick me up when I fall, that could be a plus too.
That's a definite plus.
Plus, is it? Yeah.
Go ahead, but I want to add something to you. I want to add something of what you're saying as well.
Yeah, and here's the funny thing on that last point. 80% of the time, even when a man fall, a woman is not even there half the time to even pick him up. It's usually family members that's helping pick up the whole family as a whole. The woman is just an extension at times. But and I'm only speaking from Miami. I don't know about other cities. I haven't met a woman here that I can say that had a dude back like a soldier. You feel what I'm trying to say? And did not complain about it.
Well, not none of the. Well, I'll tell you, not none of the valuable guys. I mean, they leave that. You know what I'm saying? For and I'm a quote Ronnie on it. They leave that for the Pookie and Ray Ray.
Ray Ray, yeah.
So they have space. So now, when a Pookie and Ray Ray is doing this thing out in the streets where she met him, then she want to complain. Oh, niggas ain't this and niggas ain't that and what I tell them when they start to talk like that, I just be like, baby, you attract what you are.
Preach. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Lord Jesus, Tyrone, don't get yourself in trouble now.
Hey, listen, I want all the smoke.
Well, hey, I Culture Radio, you're gonna get all the smoke. Guarantee you that. Go ahead, Jordan.
Go back. Oh yeah, that's what Hakeem was saying. I want to add something else. I want to add another thing if a woman got her shit together. And what is that is she's ready to be a wife.
Ooh, I forgot about that.
That's the one.
Wait a minute.
That's the one.
And listen when I say ready to be a wife, not ready to get married.
Right.
Ready to be a wife. Ready to be there for her man. Ready to build a legacy with a man. Ready to have his kids and stay together. Work on the relationship. If something's gone wrong, make sure they take therapy. To communicate to each other. Make sure always checking in with each other every week, every month, every year, whatever you want to do. And being a wife, I'm gonna say one more time. If she got her shit together, I'll ask her, okay, are you ready to be a wife? You know, and she'll let you know, yes or no, or she don't know, or she never thought about it. That tells you everything.
Man, you just hit something out the box, and the thing about it is, now Tyrone, Ty, my apologies.
Yeah, I'm here. No,
are you married? Are you married?
No, I'm not. No.
Now, mind you,
no, I'm not.
My brother here is married. Now, I want to ask this because this leads into this. When you met your wife, Jordan, did she lead with her money?
No.
Was there ever a conversation about her, whatever she brought to the table, or how many degrees, or if she was Sigma Phi Kappa, or you know what I'm saying? Like Deuteronomy 12, like, you see what I'm trying to say? Because I'm trying to say, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing about that is too, bro. And the only reason why I say this is a touchy subject for me, I'm gonna just keep it 100. You feel me? Like, I have been in the streets for so long, so it was periods of times I didn't have a job. You feel me? And I'm very transparent to talk about that. And women throughout the life that I met used to try to emasculate me and say that, you know what I mean? I don't know.
But that's why I was going to tell you that. They only do that to men they know they don't have.
They don't have nothing yet.
Or Ty or myself or you that have something, they're not going to do that to. They only do it to men that don't have nothing to value themselves.
And then I used to be very perplexed. And there's a point I'm trying to get with on it where, you know, I met women who said, "Oh, how you going to be able to afford a family?" Now, mind you, I'm a good dude. I'm not sleeping irresponsibly. I'm not having sex unresponsibly.
Oh, why you studying it?
You know, I don't. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean. I'm taking the girl out. Mind you, I'm taking girls out. You know what I mean. You know, I am working a job, but I used to get constantly questioned. What are you doing with your life? Oh, you don't have a degree. You don't have this. You don't have the. And I used to say, woman, have I asked you for $1 yet since we've been talking? You feel what I'm saying? Did like, don't worry, I'm straight. I'm a man. My daddy was here my whole life. I know how to get it. And then it's the point that there's a certain perception that been taught to our women to think that this is the type of man you need. They're going to school. Yep. They're going to school. A lot of us ain't going to school. We're like a lot of us are regular trade servicemen. We getting it off the muscle. I went and got my CDL license. I got mine off the mud. You know what I'm saying? So so we're trying to. A lot of women are looking down on a lot of men like us, and they're not having these type of conversations to understand that guy, that Jamal who's a paralegal at such and such brothers. He's not me. He so happened to went to school, and we love our brothers, but he respects who we are too, because he can't lift no tire off the ground. You feel me? Understand? But the thing is, you see what I'm saying? Jamal, you went to school with Jamal. Y'all went. You was Sigma Phi Kappa. He was Beta Didis. He didn't chose you in school. So now when you came out of college and you're back in the real world, and you meet the garbage man who just got off the truck, and he said, "Damn, little mommy, you fine. Can I get at you?" Well, not knowing he makes over $60,000 if you're working for the city of Miami, or maybe today. If maybe 80, if not, you know what I'm saying? So if you're driving the crane or something like that. So when you looking down at a man like that, what are somebody teaching you the wrong thing? Because you're gonna miss out on the husband.
But remember, most of those girls, they really don't care because they want guys, you get what I'm saying, Hakeem? They want some sense of control. They control the man based on their degree. They control the man based on their earnings. They control the man based on their looks. So that's why they know, like, who to do it to, and who not to do it to. Now I tell you, she won't be able to do it to us on the panel, but she will do it to another guy that don't know who the value within himself.
Listen, there's nowhere in history where a man, I don't know this, but what I've never read nowhere in history where a man had needed a woman but for companionship, not to build no world, not to build no bricks.
No.
Now, mind you, we supposed to love a woman like we love our body.
Yeah,
that's out the Bible. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Oh! Let me chime in right here.
Yeah,
wow.
go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Cut you off, bro.
Go right ahead, brother.
When you said that, that made me think about something I was thinking about earlier today when I was thinking along these topics. Nowhere in the Bible does it say for a woman to love her husband. What it says is respect him. And why does it say that? Because God put in men respect. We interpret respect as love. So things like opening your mouth and saying you really appreciate the little things he do, saying, hey, that's my baby, that's my man. That simple respect, we interpret it as love, but we don't get that. I mean, let alone our women, we just don't get that. Men in general just don't get that. And, I mean, we deal with it, but
it's time. But you gotta understand something, Ty. The women, I'm not using that as a excuse, but most of the time women are raised without no father. You see what I'm saying? So they are deep down inside, they already, despite their father not being there. So when they see a guy like you, or see a guy like me, or see a guy like Hakeem or Jordan, they naturally not gonna respect us. They're not gonna do it.
Can I deep in a little bit on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Ronnie, you're 100% right, because when a woman raises a daughter, there's no discipline, and when there's no discipline, there's chaos. And when you grow up with seeing, well, probably a little bit, it depends. If you have the daughters have like a male role model, a father figure or something like that. But I feel like if a woman, if a girl and daughter, if she has no father figure in her life, when she's growing up, there's no types of discipline from a male role or a father role, meaning that she will be being very, very chaotic. And then when she gets older and older, and then she starts talking to men, and not knowing a man, not having that father figure or having the discipline, all she gonna know is, okay, if he's gonna be masculine, I'm gonna be masculine with him. I don't know to shut the hell up. I'm gonna be masculine with them, because if you're gonna do that, I'm gonna do the same thing. They don't, they're not gonna be quiet. So, but yeah, Ronnie, I agree with you on what you was.
Because mama, most of the time, the women are raised by their mothers. We already know some mothers tend to be quote unquote out of order. That's just a fact. Like most of the time, a lot of mothers give a lot of their baby fathers a lot of talk back. So little girls seeing that growing up, they say, okay, that is okay. So when they meet a guy like myself, someone that don't have the tolerance for that, we're gonna be like, hey, I don't deal with it. I have zero tolerance for that. No talk. I don't like talk back. And I can tell you, I don't like no talk back for no woman. If I'm telling you to do something, it's something that can better us in a relationship. But women be like, I ain't going for that. He trying to control me. That's what women say all the time. They're like, he trying to control me.
Yeah.
He trying to tell me what to do. I know Ty hear that all the time.
But then check it. She turn around and say, I need a man to lead me.
Yeah,
what I'm trying to do. You rebelling against any type of leadership. So now you stand over here and say, oh, a man don't know how to lead me. No, you don't know how to follow. That's the thing.
And also, when women say it like that, I don't believe it. I think they be capping.
Oh, 100%.
A lot of times they do.
They say it just like that, they be capping.
But
a lot of times they do.
Go ahead.
Everything I've found that just because I grew up with, well, okay, first of all, now let me go back a little bit. I understand, but I don't give that as an excuse growing up without a father. Because hell, I'm a man that grew up without a father, but you can't find no women that I've ever dealt with that can say, oh, he's just disrespectful. He doesn't. And I'm talking about I had to learn this stuff growing up through life and choosing to be this way as opposed to what I saw around me was, disrespect, a low tolerance, just not, in some cases I just seen the worst, guys to women. I've seen the worst. But at the same time, growing up, I grew up with 4 sisters and a mama in the house from like 9 years old. So, and I thought that what I was doing, I thought I was like, no, what I did was I gauged every woman with the same gauge as I did my sister. And this was kind of the thing with like not having a father around, not having like that many male role models around. It kind of made me say, you know what? I'm gonna learn this man thing on my own. Because if I don't necessarily have, I had role models, to follow and know how to act and all that. But I was like, I gotta learn this man thing for me. Because and then like after high school, when I got in college, I had joined the service fraternity. And the first thing the dude walked in and said is, you know what makes you a man? And then people are raising their hand, oh yeah, this, that. And I'm just sitting there waiting to tell, for him to tell us. And he was like, the only thing that's going to make you a man is your own mind. And I was like, so my approach to it was halfway right, So, I understand and sympathize with the not having a father, not having that leadership, but it's more so, it's less of that and more so what perception, what they think it is, or what they want it to be. And as far as independence, women are independent. I think every woman is independent 99%. If she applies herself, 99%. You know what? The 1% that's left out, where she probably won't be independent no matter what, emotionally.
Man, he's giving like game right now.
No, he's dropping.
Man, this is the man game, boy. This is some game right here.
They need that. They need that. And just like he was saying about attention earlier, they need that affirmation. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what they need. Give it to them. That's what a man does. You know what I'm saying? And if she's woman enough to receive that, then we're doing good. But you don't find that too often, especially here in Miami.
No, 100%.
You're not gonna find that. They're more about, okay, me. And look, after I stack up all mine, I'm finna go put it in the closet and get yours. Nah, baby, that's not independence.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
Preach.
That's just not independence. And I just feel like if I'm a high value man making 6 figures a year, okay, and I run into this high value woman, okay, and like I said, that independence just knocked me out the box before I even say, hey, how you doing? I'm Tyrone. That end quote, independence, quote, end quote, that independence, even though we're on the same level, financially or with career, like whatever, that little independence just knocked me back. And then she gonna go. And the thing is, as far as control, they want the control. So, and that's exactly why she's like, well, I can't deal with him. Well, I'm finna go call Ray Ray. I'm finna go call Pookie, somebody who I can talk to, right? They can talk to them, and these dudes may or may not be on an intellectual level with them. Boom, there's a locus of control right there. Okay, well, shoot, I can make the conversation go where I want it to. I can pretty much back him into a corner mentally where he's just gonna spit something out that don't make no sense, and then I could turn around and go tell my girl, and then I can get on Facebook and complain about it, and it's a vicious cycle, man. It's a real vicious cycle.
No, it's true. He's saying a lot of good points. Especially when it comes to like the type of woman, what women actually look for in a man. I was told you, women want some sense of control. They can't control a high earning or high value man. That's just not gonna happen. That's just not. because that man, he already know the sense of himself. He already have a sense of direction. He already know what is and what he wants and what he don't want. But most of the time, the man today are so weakened. That's another thing we got to talk about too. Is like men today are so weakened. That's why they are afraid of those type of women, because they weak already.
But listen here, let's take into account. He said something too. I want to point something out. Do you remember the other day when we had that girl on the podcast and she was saying how her mama was a boss and all of this? Come when I asked her the question, I said, "Who gave your mama the store?" She said, "My daddy."
Yeah.
A lot of these girls are saying they're independent of other people's money. I'm not saying, ladies, don't attack me and saying that there might be some of y'all that's not in the mud, but let's be real about it. In between a lot of y'all women getting to the road to where y'all going, a nigga done got used in between that time.
Yeah.
Somebody was shooting rides or was giving you a couple dollars or was buying books or something. Sometime in between that time, you can't say you independent when you done got help. Nobody done it by themselves.
True.
Yes,
fact.
sir.
That is a fact. But remember, they so delusional, Hakeem and Ty and Jordan. They so delusional and they only focus on themselves.
Listen, I can be honest and tell you, it's been a couple times I dealt with a couple chicks who was in school and I done paid for some books.
Same here.
I done paid for some books.
Hey, I think we all.
You see them saying, but that stuff don't get talked about when they get their speech at graduation.
Right.
Nope.
Right.
You know what I mean? The rides.
I gave go further. I one time actually invested in a woman's company.
Oh,
I gave her the money to
we ain't gonna even get into that. I done designed logos.
You know what I'm saying? No, but
Yeah,
I want to get into it so women and guys can see that there is men that's doing those things, and the women still unappreciate that man. Still.
Hey, you also know what another problem with the independent movement is very well preached on social media. I'll tell you this, when's the last time you see like a badass chick who says I'm a strong independent woman, or I'm manifesting in my independence, or look at me, I did it myself. I'm the the cream of the crop, my independence, all that type of stuff. And also, with the music, with the female rappers, preaching with the independence as well. It's like a rhetorical thing, and I feel like for men, we need to speak up more about that and really, really like pitch a nerve on it.
Carisha and JT was the worst thing that ever came out of my hand.
Was that who that?
Carisha and JT.
Oh boy.
they showed the ignorance. They showed the ignorance that we've been trying to hide here for so long.
Yeah.
What part of Miami they from?
They from the city. They're from the city. They right out of the city.
Are they from Liberty City? I figured.
Yeah. City girls. Yeah.
City girls. And those are the one that we guys keep promoting, and those are the one that guys keep going for. So women think that is okay. That's why things in this, especially in Liberty City, have to change. The culture itself have to change, because we need more men to be like, okay, this is what we're actually looking for in a woman.
Yeah.
So women can know, like, hey, we don't even have a woman anymore.
But here's the thing though, and this is why I'm gonna have to take one cue from you, Ronnie. It's a lot of niggas we gotta blame too. They be brown nosing. And Ronnie, it's a lot of niggas who be allowing this behavior, and it making it kind of tough for us to put some of these girls in line, because a lot of these dudes are giving up money with no recourse. They're not even vetting people. They cash apping these girls, simping their way. And a lot of these women think a lot of dudes is like that, or think that men are so desperate that we'll send you $500 on Cash App just to sit here and talk to you.
I got a question.
Dang.
With those type of men, like how should we call them out on what they're doing?
Man, by calling them out, they do it.
How should we call them out?
Call me out, you call them out. It's the same way. See, the thing is, John, most of the time, men get afraid of calling women out, because we're like, oh, she gonna look at me the wrong way. She gonna look at me as the devil.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you. Hey, listen, Ron, you don't mean to cut you off. Sorry, bro, but I'm gonna tell you now. At this point, 2000 to since a couple years ago, we afraid of them letters, LGBTQ.
Yeah.
Because them right there, they can make your life of no consequence. It's a culture now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To where you can't even tell a woman, oh, if she wrong, she wrong. Just like if I was wrong and you tell me I'm wrong, okay, well, I'm gonna look and see, well, maybe I was. I ain't gonna, oh, no, and then she got this whole movement backing her. And this movement has a lot of influence, a lot of money, and a lot of people.
Facts.
He's right.
And who's behind the scenes of that movement? Feminism, the same thing with cancel culture.
That's all. Yep.
The cancel culture, and then the Me Too movement as well. It's all beyond feminism.
Oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, remember the system is backing them up, so that's the problem. So you know what men are doing now today? I know y'all can see it on the news. Men are not killing these women. They are killing women because they say, hey, since the system is not doing nothing, since my pastor ain't doing nothing, since the community is not doing nothing, so I need to take it in my own hands.
But not only on top of that, a lot of us ain't even getting in relationships anymore.
That's true too. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Some of us is just say F it. We're just being. A lot of us are chronically single. A lot of guys, we still smash. We still smashing chicks, but we're not getting in no relationships. She stay at her house. I stay at mine. You know what I mean? We're doing it like that. But then that tends to not build no community. You know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
It does hinder us trying to progress as a people.
Or
it slow it down a little bit.
Or you start dating outside of race. You got to pick one.
Oh, Lord.
A lot of men say, hey, I want to get married. I want to have a community. So I'm going to end up going overseas, or I'm going to date outside my race. It's one of the two.
And I know a lot of brothers. Yeah, I know a lot of brothers right now who's dating overseas. They don't even, and I say, you wasting all your money trying to fly back and forth. He said it's better than dealing with a headache here.
Man.
I
listen, you know about that Todd.
Yeah, listen, and the guys I'm talking to these are Black American homies I got.
Yeah, these are black men.
Yeah.
These are Black dudes who are flying to Jamaica, flying to Puerto Rico. They're meeting these girls online. They're dating them. They're there every so often. They're shipping stuff over there, helping the girl build the life. He comes there. He's sexing her. She's cooking. She's cleaning. The whole time she's there, he doesn't get a beat.
Yeah,
what woman can compete with that?
Mm-hmm.
And she's telling you, baby, you want to have a baby? I'll give you a baby right now. Most girls here tell you, I ain't trying to have no more kids.
Because they already got 5 or 6 of them. So why do
you
You know what I'm saying? People don't understand. On this podcast, what I love about this podcast, we go in, we tell you the truth.
What?
We don't sugarcoat nothing over here. That's what people like. If you come over here, we don't sugarcoat nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So it is a disparaging situation where the thing I don't like here, and I can say this, they've catered the woman so much that women have taught that a man has to bring everything and they don't have to bring nothing. All they have to do is just bring. They just have to just bring themselves. And then when they ask you for money, it gives them the right to call you a broke ass nigga. And then you try to ask yourself, okay, so what are you supposed to do? Oh, I don't have to do anything. I'm the woman. I'm the prize. You feel what I'm trying to say? Okay, if you're the prize, what value you bring to a man?
Exactly.
To a man's life who can cook, clean, squash bugs, do this and that, fight down. I'm just saying for real, change tires, put up cabinets. Like, I don't understand what value you bring to a man like that if he could just stay home, stay by himself and handle his own business.
No, but I ain't gonna lie, the day that hurt me, Hakeem, when I saw a woman literally was on a live screen with one of the content creators, and she literally said out of her mouth, like she was ashamed of her mom, how her mom used to submit to her husband.
Okay, and when you say that,
you know what I'm saying? Like the women of today, you see, they look down upon the woman of yesterday.
I'm gonna tell you something. It's the same thing where we don't have a lot of. It's the same thing. Women have a problem with authority. And let me tell you something. There's a lot of dysfunctional things that happen in certain people's relationships where these people go online and convey a different message to what they truly see. So now they're looking at traditional patriarchy as slavery. As something that, oh, my mama was stupid to allow this man to do that. Oh, my mama was dumb to be cooking and washing his clothes. My mama, and I always say this, my mother and father are still together. My mama, throughout as long as I've known, woke up, brewed my daddy coffee, washed his clothes, everything, and my daddy paid the bills without question and never complained.
And how long they was married, Hakeem?
They're married. I just turned 40 this year. My dad had been with my mom prior. Now, mind you, here's the same. My dad did something that a lot of men don't do. And he was with He met my mom and she already had 2 kids prior to that. Now niggas doing it. So you're talking about 43 to 44 years. I just turned 40.
Ooh.
You don't hear that no more. How can you?
I just turned 40.
For divorce after 2 years.
Listen, to a point where he was a stepdaddy. To a point where he was a stepdaddy for amount those years, and he's a grandfather to those kids from another man. You get what I'm trying to say?
See, that's a man. That's a man.
Patriarch, but yet
they'll
shun that man.
No, they would shun that man, and they would look at my mom and say this. Now, mind you, my mama was a boss too, because her bossness was, I seen how she catered and respect and how she took up as the co-CEO. My daddy ran down and she took up as the coach. She ran us. You feel me?
Right.
She ran us. And when my daddy came home, she said, "Hey, this nigga, y'all better shut up. Coming home, y'all better make sure y'all grades is right." I say and then I had to grow up to understand this. When my daddy wasn't around because he had to go to work, you can't have one or the other. He had to go make sure the house was taken care of. And then on top of that, your co-CEO is at the house making sure you straight. But her playing her position, understanding her role as a woman, not feeling like she was under some type of dictatorial rule or something. She said, an oppression. But women now, even women meeting men with money, they want to control the man who has money and tell him what to do.
Man, I'm preaching, boy.
You feel I'm trying to say? No, for real. A lot of these girls are dealing with simps with money. It's a lot of simps with money now. It's more and more black men with money who are not masculine. Let's be real about it. Let's talk about that.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about it. It's a lot of dudes running around. It's a lot of scammers. There's a lot of these Haitian scammers around here who are pure simps. Pure simps. I ain't scared to say it. I'm a Zo too. And I'm saying a lot of them niggas are suckers. Buying bitches cars, paying for businesses and all this type of shit. And as soon as you go to jail, you simping her way and she thinking this is what life is. No, little mama, you was with a nigga who scammed. I actually pay bills here.
Yeah, living in Miami for 8 years, I saw that on the days. I'm like, yo, you stupid, yo.
Yeah, Miami, that's you gonna find the scammers. Miami's known for the scammers. I think.
I can't listen. I'm gonna give y'all a little history on Miami. Y'all may or may not know. Before the 80s hit with all the dope and all the crack and all of this and all of that, Miami survived on prostitution. I mean, the streets, it was all prostitution before the dope came. It was all prostitution. And then the dope came and that just kicked up everything. That kicked up the prostitution. That just kicked up everything. But I just said that just to throw it in. But like the emotion, remember I spoke on emotional. What you got to realize is that not having, and this is a whole nother thing that ties into this, the not having the father figure in the house.
Facts.
All right. I grew up, look, this is my thing. I grew up with 4 sisters and a mama in the house from 9 years old, from 9 up until I was grown. So that's a very pivotal time in a boy's life. I was like, I thought about it and I was like, I was either going to be homosexual or I was going to be a lover boy.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? It was one of those 2 roles. Because look, but I just said that to show that when you grew up in a house with, you know what I'm saying, a totally woman-dominated house. You know, it's all women in the house, and you the only boy, you can't help but pick up certain things. But it all depends on what you pick up. Because I picked up a lot of things from women that I've converted and used it as a man. Like just the general, just like usually a woman will come in and she'll speak. She opens her mouth and she'll speak to everybody. And like parts of that, I use in my personality because I see it goes over better, you know, but these dudes growing up in these houses with all women and basically the women, the type of women we're speaking about right now, them dudes, they grow up with these women and they can't help but take on some of those traits and they take on the wrong trait. And then they out here trying to be more of a woman than a woman standing next to them.
Dang.
And that's just like, wow, like hold up. I mean, you mean and it's actually it's celebrated now because you hear hit song where this dude, like, I was just looking at something on YouTube, I think, and in the background, I heard that song where the gay guy saying, "Wow, wow, let me see your wow, wow." I say that is a hit song.
Yeah, Saucy Santana. He's from Miami.
Yeah, I know. I was like, these young boys watching this dude, and a lot of times, I'm gonna tell you something else about the not having a father in the household. A lot of times, these boys, look, there's a balance that exists. You get certain energy from your mom, and it's offset by a certain energy from your dad, and it makes a balance.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Now, if you have one-sided and you fell into that, rolling your neck and talking loud and all of that, it's only a matter of time before you just go ahead and get in that life. And that's where that missing energy. See, a boy might think he's looking for something he's missing, and it's just that masculine energy, because we need, as boys need that masculine love as much as he needs that nurturing love from his mom.
Facts.
So when he goes out here into the world, he goes out here in Miami. I ain't even gonna say the world. He goes out here in Miami and cross that causeway, and the stuff he's seeing, he like, dang. So I just saw maybe 5, 6, 7 male couples. So he's thinking, well, it must not be too bad. Let alone his mind is already packed with emotion, because he don't have that other half of balance that would have said, no, son, this is not what a man does. He's never had that. But what he has had is affirmation from him. Yeah, boy, be yourself. Go on, you could do that. It ain't nothing wrong with that. Now he's totally twisted. So in a lot of cases, when I see these men like totally disregarding what a man is and acting more woman than a woman, I'm like, okay, I get it. I mean, I get it. Not that I like it to any degree, but I'm like, okay, I get it. I mean, that's just reality. And then it's all piled on by this LGBT, this feminist movement, and all. It's just piled on. So it's like shit, like people was going off on Boosie. You know, he got a lot of flack for what he said. But I was like, where in his monologue did he disrespect somebody? He said, no, don't do that to your son.
No, facts.
He's
and this
a
is
boy.
And
he's not old enough to make those decisions, Dwayne Wade. Don't chop off his meat before he decides what he's gonna do with it, or if he decides he's not gonna do anything with it, okay, but let him decide that. Just because he's 12 years old and decides, oh, I don't want to be a boy no. What? Hold on. So you telling me God made a mistake?
But
remember, he's not the leader of relationships. Gabrielle Union.
I was gonna say that. Ty, let's forget who runs the pants over there in that house.
Yeah,
when I seen Dwayne Wade started with the dye in his head and wearing all these like frilly like clothes with frilly edges on it, I was like, oh God, she got him.
Yeah, and that's crazy, because that's the topic of the day. Men are afraid. Look, even Dwayne Wade, someone that's a high profile athlete, you saw how he became. He degraded himself to please a woman.
And I'll tell you, I got this one. I was speaking with this woman, and she was saying like, if she was saying if her child is gay, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna love her or love him, and you know, I'm going to the, and I'm gonna be there and 100% support. And and she was like, so what do you think about that? I was like, well, to be a man with you, I don't even believe in that stuff. I was like, straight up though, when it comes to sexuality, I feel like, listen, baby, if it don't fit, no. Well, I got vulgar with her. I was like, listen, from a man's standpoint, a heterosexual man, I was like, I told her straight up, I was like, if it don't fit, you're putting your dick in too much shit. And she was like, no, but it ain't. I was like, listen, I said, loving my child does not mean loving every decision they make.
Facts. And
loving them is just loving them. Yeah. I was like, and if I choose not to accept something that goes totally against my moral fabric, that doesn't mean I don't love my child. That means I disagree with what's going on. And I'm not finna kick aside my morals and what I've grown up to believe and what I think is right and what is right, because I mean, as far as I've seen, only a man and a woman can make a child.
Facts.
I mean, and I've grown this and I've seen this. So that doesn't look, me not agreeing with how you live does not mean I hate.
No, facts. But touch on this. Touch on this for me, Ty. Because you remember this. You remember this back then, because I grew up in the 90s. Do you remember as soon as they took shame away from the community, everybody was running wild?
Oh, my.
Listen, and I'm telling you this, you couldn't have done this back in the 90s. I remember vividly, and I told this to this girl, if you had got pregnant in high school, you disappeared.
Ooh.
We didn't hear your name. You came back when you was older. If you was on the other side of the fence, you was asked to be removed from the church choir. The pastor sat you down and said, hey, we need to work on you before we can come back to the church. I remember this vividly.
Yeah.
Because I think right now they do a lot of lollipop gospel. You get what I'm saying? It's okay what you're doing. There's no shame. That's what happening. See, the thing is, men have shame. Men have a lot of shame. If we do something wrong, we quit to be like, you know what, bro? I'm sorry. I'm bothered. Yeah. Women are that have no.
Trust and believe. I never remember us throwing up a coming home party for somebody who just got out of jail. I ain't never seen that. Them dudes were not respected. No, bro, you stay. Some mamas kicked you out the house as soon as you caught a charge. Now it's running wild.
Mm-hmm.
They're throwing full-blown baby showers for girls who are 16.
Yeah, that's
wow,
man.
That's facts. Man, you hear
celebrate.
Some of these baby showers be looking like weddings. I'm like, yo, are you kidding me?
He's speaking facts.
Listen, let me give you deeper. I remember the dude who got the girl pregnant got killed or beat up. He's at the shower now, eating. The 40-year-old man who got the young girl pregnant, I remember this vividly. These dudes used to get shot up, stabbed, and the girl disappeared to try to clean up her name, and she'll come back after she was 20. Now, the dude who got her pregnant at the baby shower, they doing gender reveals.
Yeah, man. It's
so we're talking about where the society has lead to for us for any of this conversation to lead to benefit only one side of a person.
All right.
It's culture. It's about culture and cipher. What culture are we promoting and the conversations we're having behind that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because and that's culture and what's trendy has totally trashed morals, and what's right, it's like, okay, well, if I do this all right, for instance, like there was one chick who had got pregnant, right? Okay, didn't believe in abortion. Okay, all that is fine. But what happened with her, they started with alternative schools and all, the COPE and all that. And the thing was, she ended up being a very productive person, but that was because they put that shame on her, to let her know that, like, being fruitful and multiplying is a part of life, but you chose to do some grown-up stuff when you weren't there yet. So, yes, you were wrong. We're not going to take it out on the child because the child ain't got, he or she don't know how they got here, so we have to take care of them and teach them better than the road you chose. Like the other day, I seen a girl on, it was on, I don't know, it was someone on the internet, and she was standing next to her mom, and I couldn't tell which one was which. I was like, oh, okay, but I'm like, okay, that's really just how it's going. The moral fabric, man. The moral fabric is just getting looser and looser and looser till I don't know where this gonna end up. But I'm sure just be sitting there. I'm be standing my distance watching. Like, oh boy.
So in a sense is, and we in a sense is, what's the solution to this? How can we combat all this stuff that's going on and go back to our main topic here to express to women, when you say you got your stuff together, check your house first.
Yeah. Sweep under your rug, or move that rug and sweep all that stuff out the door.
You know what I mean? That's all that's all it is. Shit, man, I want to get married one day and have some kids.
Of course.
We all do. Everybody, I remember everybody on this panel, except excluding Joy, he's already married. We all want to build a legacy.
You know what I mean? But I don't want no woman to come in here thinking she's better than me.
Remember, when you're a man with value and you're a man of understanding, like you create your own morals and your own values, the woman gonna follow your lead. If she don't follow your lead, she just gotta go. You know.
And then also, really, court that woman too. Make sure she's saying the same values as you. All that.
Of course.
No, but the thing automatically naturally follow your lead because a woman can have her own value, yes. But then soon as she meet the man that she see value in, she gonna drop her value and follow your values.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, Ronnie. Like if your value is, like I said, she want to be a wife, meaning she will submit to you. That's what I mean.
Facts.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Facts.
See, and women, a lot of women, especially modern women, they get caught up in words and not the meaning of the word.
Yes.
Like when you say submit, you say the word submit, and 99 out of 100 women gonna frown because they don't understand what submission is. They don't understand that. They don't understand if you have any type of cultural, any type of spiritual fabric about you, that you're following God. So she should have no problem following. And it's really, really, really about communication, man. Communication. Communication is like, all the way up until like, I'll say maybe 10, 15 years ago, I was like, man, I be communicating with her. I was like, but then when I came to the reality, I was like, no, I speak well. I've practiced that to where I can speak well, but I don't always, I was just real with myself. I was like, I don't always communicate exactly what I want because there's always this pause or this drawback because I know what's coming, what that thought is going to spark. It's going to become a whole different, it's going to be taken left.
Yep.
So in certain instances, I pause, I pull back and let it play out before I even delve into it anymore because it's just that like a lot of women don't understand that submission don't mean, oh, I'm gonna do everything he say at every time and every day, every this and every that. And in fact, the women from like the older women, the women who you say, man, they had all the values and all the morals, they understood what submission was.
Yeah.
And they weren't so haughty and prideful, like, oh, he ain't gonna control me. All right, cool. I ain't gonna control you. Go ahead. You radio control. And you out there flying like a drone. But then when you come down to the land, what you looking for? A man. You can't get a man. Because you done built up all this stuff, all this, I'm so independent, I don't need a man for nothing. And what they don't understand is that you let a man hear you say that, he finna turn around and just go, he ain't worried about you no more. Any man with a mind who's like, oh, okay, well, I'm not willing to deal with this, and if we can't come to some happy medium, I'm out. A man with any type of respect for himself gonna be like, look, this is not a good situation. This is not a good situation. And he's gonna leave. And you're gonna be, oh, nah, men ain't shit. And then, when in essence, you brought all this baggage into a two-seater, baby. Nah, this can't work. Some gotta get out. Either you're gonna sit all them bags on this front seat and you get out, or you gonna leave that baggage and ride with me. But it's so many different things that tie into this. But I'm just trying to keep it to, what I'm saying, the context, because there's so much stuff that tie into this, but I guess you just gotta, and I'll even admit this. There's at least, there's a couple of girls who, they had that value. And they had that, they had, everything, that I would be looking for in a woman. And sometimes, straight up, I messed it up. I can admit that. I messed it up. And, I ain't even finna, go and say, oh, it was because of this. It wasn't because of nothing, but I messed it up. I didn't see, what I was looking so hard that I didn't see, but I can't blame it on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I messed up, But in a lot of cases, I can say, And that's one thing you will never hear a woman. You will never hear say, you know what? I messed that up. I did this to myself. You know, it was my actions and my, you seldom. I won't say, because good women will come to you and be like, listen, bum, 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 bum. They'll lay it out, a woman who, but if she has that thing where she's gonna go with, all her girls, all her this, I mean, okay, girl, they go on a girls trip and all this and that. Okay, but when that's through, who you coming back to?
Basically.
I mean, and I don't know, man. It's just real confusing. Relationships are real confusing.
It makes it harder and cringing because the thing is mainly the man that's more uncomfortable than anything.
Yeah,
trying to talk to somebody, or you wondering if she's gonna say something crazy, or she's gonna start asking you about how much money you got, what you're gonna do in the next 5 years. And mind you, I don't mind those kind of conversations if it doesn't comes off disingenuous. You feel me? Like it's trying to put me down in a sense, like, oh, you don't got nothing going on. You expect to do this and that. And then you see them deal with somebody who are totally even lesser than you. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say this, man. I had a girl who questioned me like that and was like, oh, I don't think I don't see this going anywhere. I'm worrying about my future being with you. She goes and married a dude that don't even and had 2 kids.
Then did a dude that don't even work. That's hypocritical, bro. That's crazy.
But a lot of women don't want to be honest on why they particularly don't want to deal with you like that. They want to force you to be something that you're not, and then tell you. Then they don't want to be honest. They always mad at us for not telling the truth. We don't want to do it because we know we're gonna hear about it. You see what I'm trying to say? So and that's the whole conversation about, okay, you want this, you want that. I say, hey, you're losing more and more men to other races of women. Because you want to know what's going on right now? I heard a girl said this on TikTok. She said other races of women are looking over on this end and notice that it's a bunch of single black men. He said, we could just scoop us up some, especially the nerd, the Jamals, the Kareems who work at, who's the mail handler, who the payroll assistant Shamika do not like. She despises him. But Mighty Soul, who works at accounting, say, I think he's cute. I might ask him out for drinks. You know what I'm trying to say? It's tons of women looking at what God gave you that you don't want for some apparent reason, and they're accepting you the sameness. I've never seen a Hispanic woman ever question a Hispanic man about what he do for a living.
Listen, he can be, and that right there speaks to the value system. It speaks to the value system, what you put work in. And I noticed that because I graduated from Hialeah High.
Oh, okay.
So I've seen just from a young age, these high school girls, how they kind of cater to their boyfriends. And at first it was culture shock to me because I ain't seen too much of that in my community. But it's their talk, because even when you look at their mothers, they cater to their fathers. They play, they get in that position and they play their role like a 6-man on an NBA team. They play it to the bus out, and that's why they be like, oh yeah, my parents been married 30-some years, 40-some years. Yeah. And it's common to see that. Mm-hmm. It's a sort of rare occurrence in our community, and it's so many reasons for that. But more so than anything, is a lot of it is because our women will adhere to what they see instead of what's actually going on, or what they want, or what they think is best for them, or what they, instead of going through the channels, they want to have it already. And that's a part of the reason why they run off and get independence, get 6 degrees, get this good job, and then can't find no man.
No.
Because the high value man ain't looking for you. And then you can't find a man because you too busy. Oh, he ain't this and he ain't that. Mm-hmm. Not to find out where he's at, so you can be like, okay, well, I can meet him here and we can work together and we build each other up. No, it's none of that. It's, oh, I got this and you ain't got it for whatever reason. I got it and you ain't got it, so you beneath me. So I'm gonna talk to you like a child. I'm gonna boss you around. I'm gonna bully. And I'm sorry, the spirit of a real man cannot deal with that. If he's the emotional type, he gonna end up beating her up and abusing her physically.
Oh my God!
But if he's a man with his mind right, he gonna just move away from that. It's crazy, man. It's
no. You said something. You said something factual. And this my last point on this. You said something I want to comment on, and I want ladies to really seriously think about. Meet me halfway and build this up. Let it be natural.
Yeah.
Don't let it be forced. Don't let it be when you explain to something that you looking at our situation and make me feel like you met me at this way and you took me the way I am. And let it be natural where we can grow together. When you a person, you know what I'm saying? Like, and this the reason, and let's take this into account. When a lot of men don't tell women to go do certain things because we know we're going to get backlash.
Yeah.
We don't tell women this. Women have an open, free range to tell us, hey, you're not making enough money. Hey, I don't like the way you dress. Hey, you smell stink. If we was to regurgitate any of that, we'll be all type of F-boys. So the thing I'm saying is this, lady. If you meet me halfway and you come and you genuinely love me, remember this one thing. If you meet me and you know I'm a man of good character, listen to my words. And I'm respectful and I'm responsible. You don't think that in some shape or form, me and you going to work together and improve our situation? A man who loves a woman, and I'm going to repeat this again, a man who loves a woman will do anything to make sure his woman is okay. Ephesians 5:25 for husband. This means love your wife just as Christ loved the church.
Christ loved the church. Yeah.
He gave up his life for her. Genesis 2:24. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife. You see what I'm saying? So, women, you are our inspiration. There's a lot of things we do because of the influence of a woman. We know we can't live without y'all, but let it be natural and it don't be disrespectful. That's all I'm saying. That's my last words on that.
Yeah. And I just want to piggyback on what he said. Man, listen, almost everything, but when I was younger, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, man, what we get fresh for? Well, I don't get fresh for no other dude to be looking at me.
Facts.
What we get fresh for? When we get these nice cars, we don't care about, no other dude. Well, heterosexual, man, we don't care nothing about no other dude, if matter of fact, a real man, if I'm somewhere, anywhere, and I see a brother and he got on some, you know what I'm saying, like he got on a real nice blazer. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, boy, that's a nice blazer you got on there. Man stuff. You ain't. But women, okay. The first thing she gonna say is, girl, look at her. She thinks she cute, knowing she like everything the girl got on. Instead of just saying, okay, oh, that's nice, and going on, she ain't even got to say it to her. She gets, oh, that was nice, and let that be. But it's a constant competition. Women are always in competition with each other, which always it translates right into their relationships. Everything is a competition because I already think this about me. If I think you're 1 degree better, then it's a whole situation. It's competition. It gets old, man. It gets sour. It's like, okay, this again. Okay. And it wears you out. But if you can find that woman that not only listens, but at the same time, if you know that she has your best interest, she's shown that she has your best interest at heart. Yeah, and in that instant, you like her to be assertive, but just not out the blue. Oh, I'm independent. I don't need no this, and I don't need. All right, then go on, baby. I'm not even finna work. All right, baby, go ahead. Yeah. Do your thing. You know what I'm saying? I ain't changing no tires though. No, baby, because like when they said, okay, it was a whole thing about equal rights. And I was asked about that, and I was like, men and women are not equal. I was like, we're not equal. That's too vague to put forth in reality, because we're not equal. men can do certain things and are assigned certain things that women cannot do. And the same thing with women. They're assigned certain things. But once they master all their stuff, they want to master our stuff too. And it's not made for them. And that brings a lot of confusion. I mean, because if she can, let her. Fine. But generally, we are not equal because we are made for two different purposes. We can work together. And when I say we're not equal, that's not putting you down nor putting you up. That's saying, listen, it's certain things I can do that you just can't do. And certain things you can do that I just can't do. I can't birth no child. Just like you might not be able to do just about anything physical that a boy could do. Because if you have a little boy, you got him doing everything, lifting the heavy boxes. We're not equal. We can work together to become one, but we're simply not equal. Without putting you down or me down, we're not equal. It just don't work out that way. But instead of accepting that and assuming those roles, men and women, a lot of women, I want to be equal. And I do realize we do. We live in I won't say misogynist. It's not misogynist, but we're the builders, man. A lot of this stuff wouldn't even exist if God didn't put it into the mind of a man to create. And instead of just saying, okay, that is what it is, that can't change. It has not changed. It will not change. And have that same respect for themselves to know that, okay, it's certain things a man can't do that a woman can do, because we're not hardwired to do that. Just like you're not hardwired to do what we do. But then, equal this, equal that. And in a lot of instances, I understand, because, okay, men still make more, generally still make more money than women, right? Okay, that's fine. But still, we had to build that house you living in. We had to pave these roads you ride on. We had to invent that car you ride in. We're not equal. We can work together to be successful, but we're not equal. And women don't understand that. They automatically think, oh, well, what you saying, I'm lesser? No, but I'm saying we're not equal, but we have specific roles. And if we don't play them, it's all up in the air, man. It's all up in there.
And not only that, but my final thoughts, man, the only reason why you're afraid of these women, because you're pretty much afraid of yourself. When you find out who you are, it's easy to deal with. It's pretty much easy to deal with anybody and anything. A woman is just a testament of who you are on the inside. That's why the scriptures say Eve came out of Adam's rib. Eve came when Adam knew who he was, which was the image of God, which is the Son of God. So when men understand that concept, the dating world, dealing with women will become much and much easier. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead, Jules.
Go ahead.
And my final thought is, this is go for the men. If you feel like, a woman have her shit together, if you go on a date or talk to a woman, make sure you have a line of questioning so you really quote her, so you know what you're looking for. And then also, make sure, I feel like there are some times when men, they might go on a date and they might see some red flags, but they kind of ignore those red flags. And I feel like they might think, you know what, that don't mean anything. But eventually, that red flag, it stays and stays. And it might stay the same, or it might build. And she and then she probably the woman that you thought that she was, but she's not. And then it all goes back to you ignore those red flags. So what I'm trying to say is, make sure you really court these women. Make your own line of questions that goes by yourself as your value, and make sure you don't avoid those red flags. That's my final thought.
Hey, you already know. That being said, Ty, Jordan, and Hakeem, Radio.
We out.
Peace.
Yeah.
Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.